Hello everybody and welcome to Tiger Tales, the place where you'll find stories and fanfictions written and read to you by your host, me, Tai Tiger. Today we dive back into Power Rangers Universe 113, and we join Power Rangers Future Foundation, a mix and match team of different Ranger powers where their proteges or children or the next generation, so to speak, have banded together to fight the evil Lucidicon, a once formidable person who wanted to be the greatest saviour of the universe, but it was also his downfall, and is now a radical monster who wants to still be the saviour, but is going the complete dark and evil way about it. So let's join back with Dante and his crew and find out what they've been up to. With Power Rangers Future Foundation, Chapter 25, Friction Between Friends. The Future Foundation team was sitting in the apartment above the dojo, all discussing what to do with the information Logan had gave them about the fact that Lucidicon had revived his wife, brother and child, and now there was a mysterious ranger running around with a Master Morpher, Tommy Oliver's Master Morpher. So I have tried to run a scan. I've even spoken to Billy and Haley from Universe 19 to help with the algorithm, and I got nothing, CJ sighed. Well, he saved us, so he can't be the bad guy, can he? Amy asked. What if it's just a ruse? Leo countered. Both valid points. We are kind of in the dark here, Chloe sighed. I do not think the Masters would give a supervillain a morpher, Lucas said with an eye roll. Tommy started off as an evil ranger. Merrick was Zanaku first, no offense Logan. There were 5 Psycho Rangers. Trent was evil, then had an evil clone. Thunder Ranger brothers were convinced to be evil. Hell, you even give Morphing Grid users not labeled as rangers like Void Knight and Black Lion Warrior. The Green Chameleon Warrior, Titanium Ranger was also evil for a while. Hell, you can't forget the Dark Rangers. Shredder became the Green Ranger for a hot second. I guess you could count Blaze and Rox even though they were avatars. And of course you got the entire A squad in the SPD, Amy blurted. Damn, dude, she owned you big time, you know that, right? Dante chuckled, laughing at Luca. He pulled out his phone and checked his messages, and saw he had a message from Xander. After his encounter with the Universe 19 version of Xander, he was reminded of his old friend and sparring partner, so he texted him a couple weeks ago, and now he had a response. The text said for him to meet Dante at the park in an hour, so Dante texts back, agreeing to this. Hey, I gotta run, but CJ, anything goes south, you contact me, okay? Dante ordered. You're on the top of the list, my man. CJ grinned. Then Dante left the dojo and headed for the park. Then, within the hour, Xander turned up. Hey, man, Dante smiled.
Hey, dude, how's things?
Xander asked him. Well, I mean, it's been a hell of a ride. Dante grinned. Then Dante noticed Xander's arm. His robotic arm wasn't hidden by a silicone fake skin sleeve anymore. Are you going all Terminator on us? Dante asked.
I recently met someone who convinced me to be a bit more myself. That includes the arm.
Xander admitted. That's good, man. So, what's up with the meetup? Like, thanks for contacting me. Dante asked, confused.
It's a nice day. Nice weather. Thought we could train.
Xander stated. You do realize I have a dojo, right? Dante replied.
Yes, but you have guests, I hear, so I thought we could do some one-on-one.
Xander said with a shrug. Yeah, fair enough. Sure thing, Dante smiled. Dante took a step back and dropped into his fighting stance. Then Xander took off his jacket, fully revealing his arm. Then he also dropped into his fighting stance. Dante swung his foot at Xander, but he managed to block it.
So where is Adam these days?
Xander asked as he threw a jab. He's busy. A lot, actually. He kind of left me in charge of the dojo, Dante lied, as he blocked an incoming attack and threw his own one.
So I saw Chloe is here. How is she?
Xander asked, as he swung his foot under Dante. He jumped up and over the attack. As he landed, he swung his foot out, and Xander caught it and flipped Dante up, but Dante managed to land safely. Then Xander threw a quick flurry of jabs, but Dante blocked and swatted away each attack, in between throwing his own attacks back. You should come by, man. She'd want to see you, Dante sighed.
That would be awkward, man.
Xander said as both of them pushed back and landed. Dude, come on. We missed you. We used to be a good team, Dante sighed sadly.
I think we should up the training a little bit.
Xander stated, changing the subject. What do you mean by training up a little bit? I'm confused. Dante asked, out of breath and confused. Dante watched as Xander pulled his hand out of his back pocket and he was holding a morpher. Dante's mouth dropped open. "You're a Power Ranger?" Dante gasped.
Cut the crap, Dante. I know you're the Black Power Ranger and Chloe is the Dino Thunder Yellow.
Xander barked. "How did you know?" Dante asked sharply.
Please, it was easy to find out.
Xander growled. Dante could see the pain in Xander's face. Dante then summoned his morpher.
Let's do this. Morph, Dante. I want a true sparring session.
Xander demanded. Then Xander held out his morpher.
Dragon Zord!
Xander called out, and in a flash of light he was morphed into the green Mighty Morphin Ranger. "It's you!" Dante called out as he clicked on that the Master Morpher user, the Ranger who saved them before, was Xander. "Fine, Xander, you win," Dante growled. "Mastodon!" Dante called out as he held out his morpher, and in a flash of light he was morphed into the black Mighty Morphin Ranger. Both Rangers threw a punch at each other and slammed their fists into each other's chests, knocking each other back. Then the Black Ranger kicked the Green Ranger, then threw several punches. The Green Ranger finally caught the Black Ranger's fist. He then bent the fist back, then punched the Black Ranger, then a quick spin and a flip. The Black Ranger was thrown onto his back. The Black Ranger jumped to his feet and kicked the Green Ranger back.
So I hear the mighty leader has 2 Ranger forms. Care to prove it?
The Green Ranger asked. "Why are you doing this?" the Black Ranger asked back.
I will show you mine if you show me yours.
The Green Ranger growled, revealing his morpher. "Fine," the Black Ranger muttered. The Black Ranger demorphed, and Dante pulled out his morpher, and it started to glow silver, and it shifted into the lunar morpher. Dante pulled it off his wrist, flipped it open, and pressed the center button. Then he held out the phone to his ear. "World access!" Dante called out, and in a flash of light he morphed into the silver Wild Force Ranger. "Howling Wolf!" the Silver Ranger called out. The Green Ranger nodded, then held out his morpher, and the power coin shifted from the Dragon Zord coin to the red Zeo coin.
Zeo Ranger 5. Red!
The Green Ranger called out, and in a flash of light he morphed into the red Zeo Ranger. Both Rangers summoned their weapons. They both swung their weapons at each other. The park echoed with the clang of sword and Q collided. Both Rangers pushed at one another. Then they leaned in close to one another. "Why are you doing this? Why do you seem so angry?" the Silver Ranger asked.
It doesn't matter. What matters is, I beat you.
The Red Ranger growled. Then they both jumped back, and the Silver Ranger aimed his Lunar Q in blaster mode and fired several blasts, but the Red Ranger rolled forward, and with an upward slash he knocked the Silver Ranger off his feet. Then the Red Ranger held out his hand and offered it to the Silver Ranger. He took it and was pulled up to his feet, but then the Red Ranger's sword started to glow. The Red Ranger swung his sword and sliced the Silver Ranger. There was a surge of lightning through the Silver Ranger's body as he dropped to the floor and demorphed. The Red Ranger demorphed as well. "Okay, you win," Dante growled. He stood up and clenched his arm in pain, but Xander swept his foot underneath Dante, knocking him onto his back. Then Xander knelt down and looked Dante in the eyes.
Don't think this is some evil ranger crap. It's not, Dante. I am 100% on your side. I want to rid the world of that monstrosity and his family, especially his brother. But I needed to know if I could kick your ass. I was thrown to one side. I just wanted to prove to myself that I got these powers out of choice, not pity.
Xander told him as he flexed his robotic arm. Then he walked away, leaving Dante on the ground. Dante took a deep breath and exhaled slowly. He understood Xander's whole statement was true. Xander needed that, and Dante knew that he could still trust him. Dante stood up and pressed his communicator and teleported away. Back in the dojo, the rest of the team was still debating about their situation. "Maybe it's a guy from the future," Amy suggested. "Nah, I think I would know. I think my dad would contact me," Lucas stated. "Maybe they have ties to Tommy?" Chloe suggested. Then Dante teleported in and slumped into a chair. Everyone noticed his bruises. "Dude, what the hell?" Luca blurted. "Dante, what happened?" Leo asked. "It's Xander," Dante grunted, looking at Chloe dead in the eyes. "What's going on?" Amy asked. "Xander was a friend of ours," Chloe explained. "He has the Master Morpher," Dante grunted. Everyone looked at Dante in shock. Mostly Chloe, but most of all looked at Dante rather confused, as Dante sat there in pain but had a massive smile on his face. And there you have it, guys. A quick chapter in Power Rangers Future Foundation. I wanted to update the storyline as this is one of my favourite stories and the first one ever on Tiger Tales. So, that being said, make sure that you check out the 3 Ranger Bros. Myself, of course, but there's also Mark the Red Cornish Ranger, who Mark has actually tied into the Food Foundation lore with his podcast Nerds Through Comics, where he uploads his own stories. He adapts comic books and audio dramas, but he's also associated with me, so he uploads some of our stuff too. Then there's Cosplay Dude 637, a podcast of such with 4 places you can find different stories. Power Rangers Universe 19, which we've crossed over with. Then there's also Sailor Moon E, Storytime with Cosplay Dude 637, and Nostalgia Time, a YouTube channel. So make sure you go check all of them out, because you'll find lots of good stories there. Make sure you check out our association, Zero to Hero, a great podcast with a lot of Power Ranger stuff. So if you're a Power Ranger fan, you might want to go check that out as well. That's Zero to Hero. Of course, subscribe to Tiger Tales The Lost Story channel, a place where you'll find more stories and fan fictions, but they're all in the first person perspective. Not only that, but I try to twist the whole word of fan fiction to a whole new meaning. So you might want to check that out. Of course, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That being said, I shall see you guys really soon.